Hey everybody, it's Professor Parish, and we're in week 7, which is crazy. We have this week and then finals week next week, so this semester has gone by insanely fast. So this will be the penultimate video for our course this summer. I am going to do one more video next week. I'll try to post it around Saturday night instead of Sunday night because I know that we've got a lot to talk about with finals. It'll be pretty brief, but there are a lot of things just to kind of wrap up. So I'm going to try to have that posted by Saturday night. It may be Sunday, but I'm going to shoot for Saturday. But as I'm recording this video, it is Sunday, so I'm caught up on grading. So if you've not turned in your narrative paper, your textbook assignment number 4, or our last grammar assignment, those are all due tonight at 11:55 on Sunday night. And then the discussion forum, those responses are due as well. So without further ado, we're going to go over the last few assignments with English 109 for week 7. And I'll talk a little bit about finals week as well. So hopefully this video will be very informative for you and give you a lot of information to work with. All right, so with that being said, let me scrunch down my screen a little bit. All right, and let's go ahead and look at the assignments due this week. So going down here to week 7, we have 3 assignments. We have our last textbook activity assignment, which is exciting, right? So you have your textbook activity assignment. I'll open it up here. Nope, need to open that up. All right. The last textbook assignment is just going over in page 132 to 135, basically just reviewing some of the directions that are listed in your textbook for expanding these sentences. So you'll see the directions on page 132 and 133. You'll notice there's only 5 questions for each of those and 5 questions for each of these. So it's a lot of review on what we've done in previous assignments. So if you've done okay with the grammar assignments in the past, you're going to be fine for this assignment as well. As you can see, this last assignment here is basically like the one we did last week. All right, so I will go ahead and exit out of that. So our last textbook assignment is due. Also, I want to go ahead and I'm going to skip this discussion forum to talk about our writing prep, which is for an argument paper, which is our last paper. Argument papers are probably my favorite out of all the papers that we do in this class because it's really your chance to not only voice your opinion, but to back up that opinion with some actual factual evidence. So you'll actually be creating an argument paper in English 121, so this is a nice prep for that as well. It's a nice chance for you to show research, to break down, including your sources, practice with citation, things like that. So, as you can see here in this, I'm going to open up our guidelines. So chapter 16 in our textbook is all about argument. And so this chapter focuses mainly on ways that we can voice our opinions without necessarily being unethical in voicing our arguments, because it's not like Facebook where you can just be like, I'm right and here's all this stuff. You really need to support yourself with research. You can't just make a bold claim about something without having research to back it up. And so we do treat this like a college essay. It is not a Facebook rant. It is not an email rant, anything like that. It is you constructing a essay around your opinion on a certain issue and then supporting that with actual evidence. So this is where our Works Cited page would come in terms of you showing where your sources are, where did you find them, are they reliable sources, are they biased, that sort of thing. So chapter 16 talks a lot about appropriate ways to handle arguments. So I definitely would recommend you reading that chapter to see the insights that they give. Obviously you have to have an introduction and conclusion. You need body paragraphs to summarize your topics. I am not picky about what topics you pick. I think if you feel very strongly about an issue, definitely pick that topic. My only caveat to that is this. If you pick a very controversial topic, then I do want you to understand both sides of the story and present that. Obviously, I want you to present your opinion because your job is to persuade me, but in order to effectively persuade, you do need to cover both sides of the issues. You can't just be like, oh, this is the only side that matters, don't listen to the other stuff. You need to tell us about the other stuff and then explain why you believe in the side that you do. So that's really important. This paper has to be at least 3 pages, 3 full pages. And then the breakdown, as you can see here, is very similar to our last couple of papers. So like I said, I'm very open to topics of what you feel strongly on. Your thesis statement should be like it always is, and then your outline should be something basic like this, just telling me what your topic is and what your points are that you're going to address when you write the draft. So that's pretty much that assignment. Very straightforward. And then finally, we have our discussion forum, which I'm going to pull up here and show you. Obviously, posts are due by Friday, responses are due by Sunday. Now this is going to be a little bit different than what we've done in the past. So what I would recommend is doing the writing prep assignment for argument this week, before Friday, letting me know what your topic is for this paper. Because by Friday, what I would like for you to do is to post a draft of your paper. Since next week is finals week, which is when your argument paper is due, I want to give our class a chance to actually look at your papers and see what they look like. I feel like we've not really gotten a chance to share our work with each other in the class. I've seen all your papers, but we haven't shared it with each other. So I would love for you to post your draft in the discussion forum by Friday, and for us to be able to respond to at least 2 peer drafts by Sunday. So how long do these drafts have to be? Well, at least a page and a half, 2 pages. Here's my rule of thumb with drafts. The closer you are to complete, the more that myself and your peers have to look at. So if you just give me a paragraph in your discussion forum, I'm going to count off points. But also, that's all you're going to get feedback on. This last paper, we will not have time to revise. You'll pretty much get whatever grade you get. So this is your chance to get a revision. This is your chance to turn in a draft early, have myself and your peers look at it, give you feedback, and then you get a chance to revise it before the final paper's due. So my best advice would be to get as much as you can finished, and then if you have to make edits, if you have to add more content, if you have to cut things, you'll have time to do that. Obviously, the earlier you submit this draft, the better. That's the earlier I can get to looking at it. But by Friday, I want to see a draft posted in the discussion forum. And I'll show you how to post those here very shortly. And then when you respond to that peer, don't just say, oh, it was a great paper. That doesn't help your classmates to become better writers, because they'll be like, okay, cool, what was great about it? I want you to express, what did you like about it specifically? Or, it's okay if you think something should be revised. Nobody is a perfect writer. So if you say, hey, I really loved your introduction, but when you transition to your first paragraph, it sounds kind of weird. Maybe you can do this. That's giving constructive criticism that if I was the writer, I could build off that and be like, oh, okay, let me go back and read. Yeah, that is kind of weird. I'll change it. It's constructive criticism, right? So that's the idea behind this draft. Most of the classes I've had that involve this peer review forum, they really like it because they say, oh, cool, we get to show off our writing, we get to get feedback from our peers. I really hadn't thought about that topic. It's cool that I read it. That's neat what they're doing. It's a cool chance for you to show off your own writing and your own work and get some positive feedback on it. So, yeah, how do we attach that draft, though, is probably what you're asking. So if I add a post to this forum, right now nobody has posted, but if I add a discussion post, I've got to go back to the regular mode to do that, so hold on just a second. Okay, so if I go to week 7 and I add a post, I could say paper number 4 draft. I could say something like, here is my final paper draft about the effects of vaping. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. So what I'll do is you have 2 options. You can either add directly from your computer or choose the file from what we call the Moxie Manager here. Now if I choose the file, That's where they've been saving your documents on here. Yeah. If your paper isn't saved on here, you'll have to go to this upload and then attach from your computer. Okay? And then when you click open here, it will add here and you can insert it once that insert thing lights up. That's the long way of doing it. What I would suggest is say my paper is attached. And then go to from my computer, do browse, and it will let you select the file. So if I select this, and I know it's not the paper, but this is just an example, I'll click open. Now, you have to click add. If you don't click add, it won't add it. So if I click add here, okay, now my document's still the same, but I have the file attached. If I attach the wrong file, I can delete it and start over. But if this is right, I can click submit and it's okay. All right, if I preview it, here's what it looks like. So you can see the attached files in blue. If I click on that link, it's going to open up for me. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's all it is. Do not copy and paste your paper into the discussion forum. Do not do that, because it will take all of the formatting away and it will make it very hard for us to edit it for you. So please don't do that. Instead, just attach the file like I just showed you. And if you have questions or if you're having trouble attaching, just let me know. Okay? So that's pretty much it for our assignments this week. It's mainly just the grammar, or the last textbook assignment rather, the writing prep, and then the actual draft. So if it were me, I can see somebody's already got this textbook activity done. If it were me personally, I would do the writing prep first. I'd kind of do this in reverse. The writing prep first, then attach my draft, and then do the textbook activity this weekend, or after I already had these two done. That's if it were me. Now, I am in instructor mode, so I can kind of see how many people have completed. I can see how many are completed out of the class. I can also look at finals week. So next week, we have 2 assignments for finals. We have our final exam, which I'll talk about in next week's video, and we have our writing assignment, which is the argument paper draft due. Both are going to be due on Thursday, July 25th. That is because our class ends on Thursday, July 25th. It is the last day of summer classes. So you'll notice it's not Friday, Saturday, Sunday like our last couple of weeks have been. This is really important. You must submit assignments by Thursday, July 25th, or they will be zeros. It is a college policy. That is not a policy that I made up. It's what our college goes by. We stop everything. Everything cuts off 11:55 on the last day of class, which is Thursday. So you'll notice here that on this coming Sunday, these 2 assignments will open up. So starting Sunday of next week, you'll be able to submit your finals. The final exam and the writing assignment Dropbox, which we'll talk about both in next week's video. So that's it for now. If you all have any questions at all, please feel free to let me know. I will be in my office at the college on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday this week. I will be out on Wednesday, so I won't be there at all Wednesday, but I will be there Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday if you need to come by and see me, if you need to call, or you can always email anytime. I'm happy to answer any emails that you have. Okay, so that's all for now. I'm excited to read your drafts. I'm excited to see what your last paper is going to be about, and I look forward to communicating with you all again very soon. All right, have a great rest of your week. Bye.